Well, we could see a wintry mix for some of our people in the high country, rain for maybe everybody else.
Yeah, Brittany, what are you seeing?
Well, the big thing that we've seen over the last 24 hours has been a quicker moving system as well as more dry air. And the reason why this is a big deal is that with dry air near the ground, a lot of this moisture will evaporate before it gets there. So no matter what kind of precipitation it is, we're looking to cut those totals by a quarter, if not in half completely. And secondly, with the cold air moving in, if the moisture is not moving in at the same time as the cold air, that always creates a problem too. So what we've seen so far today is kind of an appetizer of tomorrow morning is the main course. We're seeing widespread cloud cover across the region, but you can actually see some areas of light rain that have been trying to reach the ground, but just haven't been able to yet. And again, all of this has to do with our dew points being too dry. 30s and 40s across the Piedmont, teens there up in the mountains. Now, a lot of these numbers have started to go up, but what you also want when you have a light rain event like this is hours and hours of that light rain. So eventually the ground or the air saturates itself so that the rain can actually reach the ground. But again, we're struggling with that just based on the fact that it's not going to be that much rain in general. So what you'll notice on this winter weather impacts map first is that there's less orange on the screen. That's the medium risk. And only the highest elevation spots, about 3,500 feet and above, so think Beach, Sugar Mountain, and areas north of that, are going to be under that higher risk. And that's solely because it'll be cold longer, which means they have a slightly higher chance of some freezing rain. Other than that, the mountains are mainly seeing snow. We have a little bit of snow and sleet mixed in for the I-40 corridor, but if you're south of that, very, very limited chance, if any, of seeing any kind of wintry precipitation. So for the Charlotte metro area, let's talk Gastonia, Charlotte, Monroe, Rock Hill for a sec. There is a very, very small chance between about 4 and 8 a.m. that you could see a stray snowflake or a stray sleet pellet. However, that will be the exception, not the rule. This will be a primary cold rain. And again, this is all about the timing the system's moving in. Hickory, Statesville, slightly better chance of seeing snow early, but because it's not going to be cold for as long as expected, you can see we've trimmed back those ice potential. And then up in the mountains at lower elevations, so 3,500 feet and lower, there's a very, very low chance of any ice, and it's mainly going to be a snow event. So I-40 corridor, best chance to see that quick snow to rain change. South of there, mainly a cold rain. North of that, mainly snow. So let's look at timing here. Here's tonight at 11 o'clock. We're starting to see some light rain mixing in. It's already in the freezing mark up in the mountains, but here in Charlotte, we're still in the mid 40s. Best chance of rain very early, 2, 3, 4. Notice those temperatures are still in the mid 40s. So it's not that we're just saying there's no snow for fun. It's the fact that we're saying no snow because the temperatures are not going to be anywhere close to the freezing mark, which means there's just not a chance to see anything start to reach the ground. Here's 40, 39 maybe is the lowest temperature that Charlotte goes. But at that point, once we're hitting our coldest air, most of that rain is over, mainly just a light rain and patchy drizzle for the rest of the morning here in Charlotte. Now for the mountain communities, we'll see off and on snow through about lunchtime. And after that, we're largely dry, but still pretty cloudy. I would still expect that cold air damming setup where you see those low hanging clouds and maybe even a light drizzle with some fog mixing in Friday nights. Saturday, kind of a rinse repeat performance in the morning, areas of fog, even some freezing fog, cold temperatures, but eventually sunshine will return ever so briefly by the afternoon on Saturday. So as you look at your hourly forecast for Charlotte tomorrow, again, most of that rain is early in the day, 20% chance for the latter half of the morning, cloudy sky conditions, a slightly higher chance of seeing that mix up in those mountain and foothill communities. Here's Hickory, Statesville's hour by hour, and then you'll see more potential there for snow up in the mountains. Here's Friday and Boone. Again, you can see those areas of snow. Again, it all has to do with timing and how cold the temperatures are going to be. And we're going to see plenty of cooler air mixing in for the rest of the weekend. Briefly, our coldest we've seen in quite some time, Monday, Tuesday, before we're back near average for the first time this December. That's this time next week.